Hey, what's up guys and welcome to part 6 of What If Naruto Got a New Bloodline. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends on your social media platform, and I just posted a new episode of Naruto, the God of Shinobi, so go ahead and check that out and enjoy. And after this on my main channel, I will be posting what if Tsunade was Naruto's mother, and also what if Kurama gave Naruto a dojutsu, and also what if Naruto was trained to be a mercenary. So stay in tune and enjoy all the lovely what ifs coming your way. And if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and click that red subscribe button and join the Anime King family and be a part of the channel. And thank you all for your support and help. And without further ado, let's get straight into it. So last time we left off, Naruto saw that Iruka and Anko like each other, so he ended up passing a note to the both of them, making the both of them meet as they went on a date. And Naruto also passed the first part of the Chunin exams. And now, he went into the Forest of Death, where Sasuke ran off to go get a stroll, as Naruto was cursing in his mind that Sasuke just leave them like that. So yeah, that was basically last where we left off, but you guys can switch across and enjoy the rest of it for yourself by going over to the playlist. So yeah, let's get straight into this new part. The battle raged, along with Sasuke getting groans on Dosu, while Zaku just stood on the sidelines waiting for his turn. But of course, he didn't stay in the same spot completely as Sasuke threw kunais at him during the battle for him to move. Still, Dosu was getting tired as Sasuke managed to knock him out with a chop in the neck. Meaning that Sasuke did beat Dosu, but there was a cost. For he was now exhausted and slightly injured while Zaku was in perfect condition to fight. So the odds of him winning the fight against Zaku was very less. But Sasuke wasn't worried, as there was a reason why he was throwing random kunai at Zaku while he was battling off against Dosu, as Sasuke rose a single hand sign and said boom, as there was an explosion from all of the kunais as it hit Zaku from the back. And even though that it wasn't enough to kill him, he still passed out from the burns and the cuts that he sustained from nearby tree barks flying when they were exploding. And that means that Sasuke managed to even it out to a one-on-one battle, which Kin quickly realized, damn it, she cursed, why did they have to lose? I mean, as much as I hate to say it, I am the weakest one on this team and I am tired from lugging all of these bags around. There is no way I am going to win this, she thought, a bit scared. But she still prepared for the fight. But instead of attacking her, Sasuke walked up close, not close enough to touch her, as he asked for the scroll in a bored tone. Wait, what? Aren't you going to fight me? Kin asked as she looked at Sasuke, who was a bit amused by the question. Why would I fight you? You aren't worthy enough to fight a member of the Uchiha clan, Sasuke said with his cocky smirk never leaving his face. But this just got Kin mad as she was about to yell at him, but she then stopped as someone fly out of the forest and kneed Sasuke into the head. As Sasuke couldn't even react as he was on the ground holding his head in pain. Of course, the figure wasn't done with Sasuke as he looked down at him with rage in his eyes. You bastard, the next time you run off on us, I'm gonna make sure you suffer, and don't act so cocky, especially when fighting someone, as Naruto then looked at Kin, who looked like she can kick your ass. Naruto scolded Sasuke as he was glaring at Sasuke. Meanwhile, Kin was blushing at his comment. He thinks I am strong? She thought as she was happy from the compliment. But she didn't take it to heart since she didn't know the boy at all, but it was still nice to hear. But Sasuke got pissed by the fact that Naruto was scolding him as he then shouted back when the pain was gone, "Shut up, dope! I was fine on my own. Besides, I am a Uchiha, and no one can," as Sasuke didn't get to finish that sentence, as Naruto slammed his fist into Sasuke's stomach. As the fist was so strong, Sasuke was knocked out as Naruto created a shadow clone to carry Sasuke. Naruto was too pissed at the moment, and his rage, he couldn't contain it. Naruto then turned as he looked at Kin. "Sorry to ask this, but do you happen to have the scroll?" he asked. As she quickly got ready to fight again as he asked her, but Naruto just chuckled at her reaction. As he then reached into his jacket, as Kin was readying herself, but she was at a huge disadvantage since this guy was able to knock out the other guy who defeated both her teammates. But instead of a weapon, Naruto pulled out a heaven scroll. "How about a trade then?" Naruto asked with a smile, shocking her even more. But she quickly took the scroll and traded because it was better than her getting beat in a battle. "Thank you, as much as I hate to leave you alone with these two bastards," Naruto said, looking at Zaku and Dosu. "I have to get this arrogant punk to the tower before he breaks something," Naruto said kindly as he then hopped off with Sakura behind them as well and his clone watching their back. As Kin blushed. "He's strong, but yet nice. Is that what will happen if I was in this village? Would he be nice to me? Maybe I should try and change villages," she wondered to herself. After collecting Sasuke, it didn't take them long to reach the tower, since that most team were still preparing themselves to collect other team's scroll and fight, because they were still early in the Chunin exams, well, the second phase, as it was still day 1, and also Naruto already knew about the Forest of Death, so they could quickly, with his instructions, get there. As they were making their way there, they noticed two teams were fighting close by, and they decided to check out the fight. When they got there, they found a team of Konoha ninja that were fighting weird ninja who were wearing face masks and tights, which surprisingly looked worse than even Lee's outfit, which they got to see because the Konoha team was Team Guy. They were about to leave when they noticed that Team Guy was having a lot of trouble due to the clone that the other team created, making the Byakugan seem useless as Neji couldn't tell what was the real one. "Damn it, Naruto, what should we do? I know they are from our village, but this is still a test and they could attack us even if we help them." "So, what do you think that we should do?" Sakura asked, waiting for Naruto to respond. Naruto didn't respond as he made 4 shadow clones as they did the transformation jutsu and changed to look like the weird ninjas and made their way into the group of clones. After they were in the large group, Naruto's 4 clones detonated, destroying a large area and blowing up most of the clones, showing the real ones. After that, he looked at Sakura with a small smirk. "I don't think that we should do anything. I think they've got it covered," he said with a small smile as Sakura walked up to him and gave him a small kiss on the cheek as she whispered, "Okay, let's go." As that left Naruto confused as she started to hop from tree to tree, as Naruto followed behind her. As he wasn't the only one confused. "Why did I do that?" she wondered to herself. "I mean, I knew I liked him a bit, but that was still a risky move." She complained to herself, blushing all the way as she didn't look back, as she didn't want Naruto to see her flustered face. And Naruto was too shocked to think about that. All he could do was just remain silent as the rest of the trip to the tower was completely silent. When Team 7 entered the tower, they saw an empty room with a message on the wall as they walked up to it, as the message made no sense. "Well, I think we should open the scrolls now." Sakura and Naruto didn't really know if that was the right thing, but they opened them. But the scrolls started to heat up as they threw them aside. There was then a poof of smoke. When the smoke cleared, it was Kakashi. "Yo," he said. "It seems like you guys actually managed to get through this part of the test, he said, still reading his book. So it went like the normal canon for here. As Kakashi explained everything, after a normal explanation, they went to the medics to get themselves checked out and healed. So in a half an hour, they were finished checked out, as they had to wait 4 days until the test to end. But they weren't the first ones to get here, since it basically took them all day to get here because of the problem that Sasuke caused. So the Sand team reached the tower before them and were already relaxing. But this made Naruto tense as he saw Kankuro, who tried to force Amy to kiss him. Kankuro just looked at Naruto and glared at him for a few minutes, as Temari then smacked him upside the head and said a few words to him as he looked down at the table. As Temari then walked up to Sakura and Naruto. "Hey, Blondie, I am sorry for the way my brother treated your girlfriend," said Temari. "So, please forgive him. I promise it won't happen again," said Temari to Naruto. "Oh, but she was not my girlfriend. She was just a friend," Naruto told Temari, as she looked at him strangely. As Temari wondered, if they were just friends, then why did Amy look at him like that? Those eyes, the way she looked at him, was clearly someone in love. As Temari then looked Naruto over, then again, he does look pretty attractive, she added with a blush. But she quickly shook all of those thoughts out of her head. She then quickly turned around and left them alone. As Sakura then turned to Naruto, "What did she mean by that, Naruto?" Sakura asked. "Well, her brother forced Amy to try and kiss him, and she just came over to apologize," Naruto said, as he then looked for a room to bring Sasuke, his only sleeping teammate. 4 days later, nothing didn't really happen through the days, as Team 7 was bored as they just trained a little bit, as the place was really boring. The only thing that happened was Sasuke waking up and annoyed with Naruto, and he was still at the very moment. As it took 3 days for Hinata and her team to came in, as Naruto was worried, but it left for a rather interesting reunion with Naruto and Hinata. Flashback. Team 7 and the other teams that came in there were all sitting down as they were eating. It was lunchtime when Hinata and her team entered. Now they all looked exhausted, but as soon as Hinata saw Naruto, she quickly speeded over to him and gave him a hug. "Naruto, are you alright?" she yelled happily with a big smile on her face. "Yes, I am fine," he said with a smile, "and I am glad to see that you're fine as well." As he then gave her a quick kiss on the lips, as they then sat down enjoying each other's company, ignoring the rest of the people that were there. "Whoa, Hinata, what happened to being shy?" Kiba asked, as his teammate just suddenly changed her whole personality, as that made Hinata remember that Naruto kissed her, and it was in front of everyone, as her face turned immediately red. In fact, it was very bad that she looked around to see everyone looking at her, as she then fainted, as Naruto already had her in his arms. "Same, Hinata," he said with a smile. End of the flashback. And that was the only thing that was interesting that happened during that time. So we now start this in the arena, as Uncle looked over at all of the Genins. "Welcome, maggots, to the preliminaries. Because so much of you passed, we need to cut down the numbers. So you have to pass to actually be in the third match," she told them happily. "What?" Kiba screamed out. "Do you really think that the people that came to see the battles want to see 20 match? No, they are too good for all that boring fighting. So, the numbers here are going to be cut down." After that, a man walked up to them as he was coughing. "Okay, let's begin the preliminaries. Now, if you aren't shown on the board, please go up to the waiting area until it is your turn," he said, as he turned towards the board, as he then told them the rule about the board. Everyone then cleared out after the board started to run through names and went on 2 names. These match are going to be like same as canon, like Sasuke and Kabuto's teammate. Kabuto will quit this round as he didn't want it to be in part of this. But since that Naruto and Team 7 didn't really talk to him in the Forest of Death, so they wouldn't really care, or they didn't even met Orochimaru. All of the fights run on to the same, as we got the same match with Naruto and Kiba. So as soon as their name flashed on the board, the both of them walked down to the arena. Ready to lose, Naruto, Kiba said with a smile as the both of them looked at each other. Ready for me to lose, said Naruto. You're mistaken. You're the one that's going to lose, as the proctor asked them if they're ready. The both of them nodded as the proctor jumped back and said begin. As Naruto jumped back, Kiba and Akamaru charged at Naruto as he yelled passing Fang, as the both of them spin at him, but Naruto simply sidestepped them, as they then come back at him hard, as Naruto jumped up in the air, as they kind of crashed into the ground, creating debris and dust. As Naruto was dodging their passing Fangs, as he didn't want to hurt them that much, but he then gave my idea, as he then stopped dodging, as he stood directly still. Naruto, what the hell are you doing? You're going to make this too easy for me, Kiba said, as Kiba rushed after him again, figuring that there was no way he could miss Naruto at this close range. As they were nearing Naruto, he extended 2 chains from his arms, wrapping around their legs, coming up tightly on them. Naruto then brought his hands together, slamming the both of them into each other. Since that the both of them were in spinning form, it caused them more damage, as he then slammed the both of them on the ground. As Naruto walked up to him, extending some more chains as he wrapped up both of them. Kiba, give up, you cannot break my chains, Naruto said as Kiba started to struggle. As he realized that Naruto was right, he then gave up, as the proctor declared Naruto the winner of the match. Good job, Naruto, Hinata said, as she had a big smile on her face as Naruto was in the arena smiling. As Naruto then walked up, as he saw Hinata as she gave him a hug. Well done. Thank you, Hinata, but I just wish that I wasn't the one to ruin Kiba's chance. Oh, don't worry about it, Naruto. I mean, the both of you did your best. It was just bad luck that he got you to fight, she told him, trying to comfort him. As Naruto sat down beside her as they watched the other fights, as she then held on to Naruto's hand as he blushed a little bit, as he wasn't used to all this romantic love stuff, so it made him blush quickly. Meanwhile, Hinata had a big smile on her face as she was happy that Naruto was holding her hand. She then had to stop as her name was flashed on the board. She was facing off against Neji, her cousin, that hated her because of the side of the family that she was born on. When she saw Neji, she couldn't help but freeze up in fear, as she knew that Neji was a prodigy of the clan. But thankfully, she then felt Naruto's hand on her shoulder as she turned and looked at him. Hinata, don't be afraid. Just do your best, I know you can win this, Naruto told her. Thank you, she said, as she then walked off. Do your best, he whispered, as she made it in the arena, as Neji stood in front of her. Hinata, give up. We both know you can't win. Fate already allows me that I will be the winner. She focused her mind away from his hate. As she then saw Naruto, his eyes gave her hope. No, I won't give up, Neji, she said. I have too much riding on this match, she said. What? You mean you have a reason to fight me? Asked Neji. Let me guess, you're going to try and beat me to show off to that Naruto boy you are so interested in? Or is it to try and show people that you aren't weak as everyone thinks? Neji said. The proctor then asked both of them if they're ready, as the both of them nodded, as Hinata rushed at Neji. Now, of course, like the fact that the both of them were from the same clan, they knew what to expect from each other. So this truly was a battle based upon skills only, which was shown as they launched chakra blast after each other furiously. Neither side would give up, as Hinata was dead set on winning, as she managed to get a few good blows on him, launching him back a bit, but this just added to his rage. As he then rushed at Hinata with incredible speed, hitting away her palm, as he then started to deliver blows and jabs to her. He then jumped back after a while, as Hinata's body was reacting to all the pain. Now, give up. There is no way you can win now. All of your chakra points have been closed off. No, I can't give up. Not when Naruto is watching and rooting for me, Hinata said, as she forced herself. So you don't want to admit that you're a failure yet? Well, this will be the final time you ever made that mistake, Neji said as he launched at her, as he hit her lungs with a chakra pulse, as she couldn't even dodge it. Now, give up, he shouted. Of course, Hinata didn't give up, as she just continued to fight, while everyone, including Naruto, had a look on their face because they wanted her to give up, before she could get any worse. As Neji then got pissed, she won't give up. Well, if you won't, then I will end this, he said, as he rushed at her, intending to hit her right in the heart. Lots of Jonins went down there as they stopped Neji, but Naruto was also there, as he was standing in front of Neji. All of the Jonins held on Neji, including Kurenai Sensei, as Naruto's eyes had the whirlpool with a split in it, as Naruto was oozing red chakra. Hinata was then rushed towards the medic, as Naruto would have gone with her, but too much rage consumed him, as he then looked over to see Hinata being taken away, as he walked closer to Neji, as he came right at Neji's ear. You better wish that I don't fight you in the next round, because if we do, I will make sure that you die, said Naruto as he then rushed off to be with Hinata. Meanwhile in the stands, man, I have never seen Naruto that mad before, said Sakura. Yeah, but it is for good reason, said Tenten. He tried to kill Hinata, his own cousin, and also apparently Naruto's girlfriend. Meanwhile, Temari was looking at Gaara, as he seemed to be in his own little world. That chakra felt like mine, but a bit stronger. Could he possibly be like me? But why does he act so different? Naruto Uzumaki, you truly are someone I need to keep my eye on. You might even be the one that can help me kill off all of these peoples who want to torture us because we hold demons. Gaara said that Eva smirked as his siblings stepped back away from him as he looked down at the gate that Naruto went through. After the event, all of the other matches went like canon, with Gaara facing off against Lee, and the turnout was the same. But when it was over, the finals were set up, as due to Naruto leaving, they were told that Kakashi will tell him later. So everyone went their separate ways, as they had to come back to the finals in 1 month. When Hinata was brought to the hospital, she was taken to the emergency room, as Naruto was outside waiting, as he wanted to hear what was going on. But Naruto was still pissed, as he was leaking ki all around the area, as the nurses all walked around him, as they felt the drop in pressure around the kid, as they didn't like it, this feeling. It was like death itself. Rest of the Genins came up to check on Hinata. Man, what is this feeling? Said Kiba. What is wrong with this hospital? He said, as he felt the ki leaking, but he didn't know where it was coming from. As a nurse that was passing by answered him, well, none of us, except for the ones sealed off in medical room 129, we don't want to be near to that brat, since he is letting out some kind of dark presence around him. As they look over at the direction of the room. What? Someone is causing this? How? Ino asked the woman as she was shocked, though their answer ended up coming from someone behind them, as it turned out to be Haku. Well, due to Hinata being in that room, Naruto is just sitting out there waiting for her to come out, though apparently he's annoyed at something, Since the whole time he's been here, he's been releasing ki. What happened to get him this upset? Aku asked the group. Well, Hinata lost her match with Neji rather badly, not to mention that Neji had no remorse and wanted to beat her to death. Ino explained, as Haku then brought them over to where Naruto was so they could see him, as they all were creeped out when they found Naruto. Naruto, how is Hinata doing? Ino asked. When she asked this, he was brought out of his mindset as he released all of the ki from around him, allowing them to let out a sigh of relief. Except for Haku, she was used to this, since she used to par with Sabuza. There has been no news on her health. All I know that they didn't come out since they started to heal her. Hey man, don't worry. Hinata is strong enough to come out of this in no time. Just give them a little bit of time, Kiba said. You're probably right, said Naruto, as he started to mumble something to himself, but he then stopped. As they all sat down with him and talked a bit, waiting for Hinata to come out. But guys, I'm gonna be ending this episode right here. If you want the next part of this, you already know what to do. Like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notifications they posted. And remember, on my main channel, I'm gonna be posting 3 what ifs. So stay in tune and enjoy. But for now, I'm out. Peace.